So the 2024 Oscar nominees just came out. I don't know why we care so much about this award show, but we do, no matter what you guys say, because everyone wakes up early to watch these. Here are my thoughts on who I think is going to win and who I think should win, because I know you guys care so much about what I think. Also, there was some interesting snubs this year. Iron Claw didn't get any nominations. Ridiculous. It came out too late. Not enough people saw it, but justice for the Iron Claw. A lot of Barbie snubs, which I'll get into, which I'm not too mad about, but I know a lot of people are. First off, the Oscar nominees for Best Actor are Bradley Cooper in Maestro, Coleman Domingo in Rustin, Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers, Cillian Murphy in Oppenheimer, and Jeffrey Wright in American Fiction. First of all, like I said, no Zac Efron for the Iron Claw, which is very upsetting because he was spectacular in that movie, and he's not getting noticed for it by any of these major award shows, which is upsetting, but I know a lot of fans are watching it and saying that he was incredible, which is good, but I would have put him here instead of Bradley Cooper because Maestro's is a whole lot of Oscar bait. But anyway, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, those are my picks for this. I think I'd lean it towards Paul Giamatti in The Holdovers a little bit more. I just rewatched The Holdovers and the Oppenheimer recently, and I wish you could give 2 Oscars to both of them, but you can't. But in my opinion, I would give it to Paul Giamatti, but I think Cillian Murphy will win, which is not surprising at all, and I'm not upset if he wins. They both are very deserving of it. Next up for acting in a supporting role, we have Sterling K. Brown for American Fiction, Robert De Niro on Killers of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, Ryan Gosling for Barbie, and Mark Ruffalo for Poor Things. Once again, another stacked supporting actor category. It's upsetting that Charles Melton got snubbed this year for May December. He was incredible in that film. I would have put him in instead of Sterling K. Brown. And I did enjoy Sterling K. Brown in American Fiction, but I think I would have added Charles Melton instead. But once again, this is going to be a Robert Downey Jr. versus Ryan Gosling fight. I think Robert Downey Jr. has been winning the awards. He won the Golden Globe and the Critics' Choice. So I think he will win this award, and that's also my pick, who I think should win. But I wouldn't be too surprised if they call Ryan Gosling's name. Now here are the nominees for Best Actress in a Film: Annette Bening in Nyad, Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, Sandra Hüller in Anatomy of a Fall, Carey Mulligan in Maestro, Emma Stone in Poor Things. Now I know I started out this video hating on Maestro, but here's a hot take. I think I'd give it to Carey Mulligan in Maestro. She gave one hell of a performance. She was for sure the best part of that movie, maybe the only good part of that movie. She carried it on her back, succeeded expectations. She was incredible in that film, so I would give it to her. But I do think they're going to give it to Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. She was great in that film. I'm not upset if she wins. I don't think they're going to give it to Emma Stone just because she already has one. I think they do think about that when they pick who's going to win. So I think Lily Gladstone's going to win, but I would pick Carey Mulligan. Next up, we have actress in a supporting role: Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer, Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple, America Ferrera for Barbie, Jodie Foster in Nyad, and Divine Jordan Randolph for The Holdovers. And also, it's surprising that America Ferrera is nominated for Best Supporting Actress in Barbie because besides that great monologue she gives, what else in that movie does she do? Nothing really. I think we all know who's going to win and who should win. Divine Jordan Randolph for The Holdovers. She was absolutely incredible in that film. Gives one hell of a performance. She deserves this. She's won every award so far. I think she's definitely going to win this too. Next up for Best Animated Film, we have The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Neoma, Robot Dreams, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, to be honest, I've only seen Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse out of all these nominees, but a lot of people really love The Boy and the Heron, so it seems it's either going to be that or Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The Boy and the Heron won the Golden Globe. I think I'm going to give it to Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's who I'd give it to because it's the only one I've seen, and I think it will win the Oscar. They might not give it to it because it's a sequel. They might give, you know what? Actually, I'm changing. I think they're gonna go with The Boy and the Heron just because Across the Spider-Verse is a sequel. I don't know. I just think they're gonna do that. Next up for cinematography, the nominees are El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Oppenheimer should win this, and I think it will win this. The cinematography in that movie is just beautiful. But also, Poor Things looks incredible. Like, every shot in that movie just looks spectacular. But I think they're going to give it to Oppenheimer, and that's also my pick. Next up for costume design, we have Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. This could either go to Poor Things or Barbie. I think I would pick Barbie, and I think Barbie will win the Oscar for costume design. Next up for directing, we have Anatomy of a Fall, Justine Triet, Killers of the Flower Moon, Martin Scorsese. Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. Poor Things, Yorgos Lanthimos. I know I'm not saying that right. Sorry again. Zone of Interest, Jonathan Glazer. No doubt Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. He's won every award so far. Very deserving of it. He put everything into this movie, and he will win the Oscar for sure. Next up for film editing, we have Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. I would pick The Holdovers. I just love that movie so much, and I love the way it's edited. It's edited like it actually came out in the 70s. I just love the vibe and the aesthetic of it, and that was big part of that was because of the editing. But Oppenheimer will most likely win it. Once again, not mad if it wins that, because it's also very deserving of it. Next up for makeup and hairstyling, we have Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, and Society of the Snow. First of all, I didn't even know Golda came out this year. I remember watching that and being the only person who watched that. Most people I don't think have heard of this movie. And no Barbie, which is kind of surprising, but I think Poor Things will win it, and I think it should win this. Next up for original score, we have American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. They had to throw in John Williams for this. Out of respect, it makes sense. The score should 100% go to Oppenheimer. I mean, I just love listening to that movie. I just listen to the score by itself sometimes, and it's incredible. Next up for original song, we have The Fire Inside, I'm Just Ken, It Never Went Away, Wazazi, A Song for My People, and What Was I Made For. I'm a big I'm Just Ken guy. That song, it's so catchy and fun to watch. It's stuck in everyone's head who's seen that movie. But I do think What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish for the Barbie movie will win this one, but I would give it to I'm Just Ken. Next up for production design, we have Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things. Alright, if you love or hate Barbie, you have to admit that production design was incredible and insane and never done on film before. So Barbie should win production design, and I think it will. Very deserving of that. Next up for sound, we have The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, and The Zone of Interest. I'm not really sure how you determine the sound of a movie, so I'm no person to judge and pick for this, but I'm going to go with Oppenheimer just because I think the sound was good. Next up for visual effects, we have The Creator, Godzilla Minus One, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon. Godzilla's got this in the bag, I think. It should win it, and I think it will. 100%. I'm not worried for that. Now, writing for adapted screenplay, we have American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. I really love the American Fiction script. I thought it was incredible. Just a great movie. If you haven't seen the American Fiction, I would definitely go check it out. It's hilarious, fun, but also very insightful. But I do think Oppenheimer will win this. I think it should win this, so I think it will win it. For original screenplay, we have Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May December, Past Lives. I'd be fine with any of these getting best original screenplay besides Maestro, to be honest. I would, just because I'm a big Holdovers fan, once again, I'm leaning more towards The Holdovers, but I do think Anatomy of a Fall will win Best Original Screenplay. Now finally, for Best Picture, we have American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. I think Oppenheimer should win this, and I think it will win this. Oppenheimer's just going to end up sweeping the night probably, and it should. It was an incredible film, and it should win Best Picture. It was for sure the best movie of the year. But yeah, there were some interesting snubs, like no Margot Robbie for Best Actress, which is surprising because, I don't think, in my opinion, I don't think she did anything too special in this movie, unlike Ryan Gosling, who just went all out and was incredible. And once again, no Ironclaw, which is super disappointing. No DiCaprio for actor in a leading role, which is surprising. I think they always would lean towards DiCaprio for at least a nomination, but not this year. But overall, I think a bunch of solid nominations. It's a good year for the Oscars. Let me know your guys' picks in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys later.